Students, in last class we studied how to separate two solids, and today we are studying separation of a mixture of a solid and a liquid. All mixtures containing a solid and a liquid are separated by one of the discussed processes here. So they are your filtration, centrifugation, evaporation, crystallization, chromatography, or by the process of distillation. So we will understand the basic principle of these techniques one by one. First one is separation by filtration. The process of removing insoluble solid from a liquid by the use of filter paper is known as filtration. Now students, filter paper is a round shaped paper having tiny pores in it. Obviously these tiny pores can't be seen by naked eyes, but still these tiny pores allows the liquid to pass through and they hold the impurity. This filter paper is folded in a special way, as you can see. First fold, second fold, then it's converted into a cone shape and then we fit it to a funnel. So this is the filter paper. Now the liquid passes through the filter paper and collects in the beaker kept below the funnel. The solid particles, being bigger in size, do not pass through the filter paper and they remain behind on the filter paper. As shown, students, as you can see it in this diagram here, a mixture of insoluble solid and liquid being poured using a glass rod into this funnel. Okay, this funnel is having a filter paper cone in it. Now the liquid portion will come to the beaker, and while the solid one will remain on the top, which is called your residue, and what you will see in the beaker will be known as filtrate. So the solid substance left behind on filter paper is called residue. The clear liquid obtained is called filtrate. Now let's see what can be separated by using this filter paper technique. So suspensions like mixture of chalk powder with water can be separated using filtration. Now we are discussing the next process, which is separation by centrifugation. Centrifugation is a method of separating the suspended particle of a substance from a liquid in which the mixture is rotated or spun at high speed in a centrifuge. So students, basically in the method of centrifugation, the mixture of fine suspended particle in a liquid is taken in a test tube, which are your centrifuge tube. They are specially made tubes. The test tube are placed in centrifuge machine and they are rotated. Okay, at high speed, when they are rotated, a force act on your suspended particle in it and it bring them down at the bottom of test tube. Here you are seeing first is your centrifuge, and in the second picture the first test tube is before centrifuging and second one is after centrifuging. So in first picture you can see the solid particle are suspended in liquid, and in the second one you are seeing they are settled down and liquid is clearly seen above. So students, this technique is used in your laboratories when blood test or urine test is conducted. At that time, this centrifugation techniques helps to check the various component and to diagnose it. Now the simplest form of centrifuge which we use at home is while separating cream from milk, or while separating your butter and buttermilk from curd. So this is the use of this technique. Now we are discussing the next one, which is evaporation. Evaporation is used to separate a solid substance that has dissolved in liquid or water. The dissolved substance is left as a solid residue when all the water, or say the liquid component, get evaporates. So the use of process of evaporation for separating a mixture is based on the fact that your liquid vaporizes easily, whereas solid do not vaporizes easily. Or I can say that your liquid is volatile in nature while the solid component is non-volatile. Now we are seeing the examples. First is to obtain colored components, which is dye, from ink. So basically ink is mixture of your colored component and water. To perform this activity, look students, we will do this kind of setup. We have taken a tripod stand, and here is your burner. We have placed a wire gauze because we don't want to provide direct heat. Now in this beaker we have taken water. If you will directly keep your ink on fire, it will get burned. That's why we are giving it water bath. Now on the top of it is a china dish having ink. Now when this water will boil, the steam will raise, and these steam will slowly allow your water present in the ink to get evaporate, and the result will be dye which is present in the ink. This way we will be able to separate this dye from your ink. In the similar manner, salt is obtained from the seawater. Now students, the next one is purification by crystallization. The process of cooling a hot concentrated solution of a substance to obtain crystals is called crystallization. So we are now studying a process to obtain pure copper sulfate from an impure sample. So basically we have taken impure copper sulfate, and now we will see the various steps. Firstly, some impure copper sulfate is dissolved in minimum amount of water in a china dish. Now the copper sulfate, as we have dissolved it, so we will just filter it. In case any insoluble impurity, if it is present there, we can remove it. Now we have removed the insoluble impurity. Now we will heat this copper sulfate solution with water bath so that the water can evaporate and we can make it saturated solution. Okay, now students, this saturated solution is slowly cooled down so that the crystals may develop. Now here in this diagram you are seeing this process being conducted. So crystallization is a technique which is also used to obtain your pure salt from impure one, because the seawater contain numerous salt in it. So to obtain NaCl and to serve NaCl on your table, crystallization technique is used. So it must be clear to you students. That's all for today. We have understood how mixture of solid and liquids are separated from each other. Okay, so keep learning, keep asking. In case of any query, please ask.